Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, this is the brand new Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for 2016. Yeah, I know, it's pretty much a mid-cycle refresh. Gets a little bit different grille work, daytime running lamps, new LED action, a little bit of aero work on this particular machine, but basically everything else is going to be the same. If you don't really care for what Chevrolet looks like, you can go over to General Motors' other truck brand, which is GMC, which is showing off their brand new 2016 GMC Sierra 1500. This, again, gets new grille work, a little bit of LED action, some daytime running lamps, and a little bit of aero work done in the machine as well. Both of these vehicles, as far as from the grill back, are basically the same as they were in 2015, including all the drivetrains and the suspension and chassis that is. So this is basically kind of the same truck, but a little bit of a more, I don't know, pleasing look maybe in the eyes of the beholder maybe, and you may like the older styles a little bit better, but we'll see what these things go on as these go on sale in 2016 in the Americas. Next up on the list, well, we haven't talked about these guys in a while. Oh, wait, yeah, we probably have a whole bunch of times. But an interesting little situation has come down between these three guys, creating a brand new Top Gear rival program. May have been looking at this a little bit different. When we talked about the ITV deal basically being dead in the water because of a no-compete clause in these three guys' contract of going against a rival automotive show in British television, and basically having a 2-year gap, not being able to do an ITV deal until 2017. And apparently we've been kind of looking at this possibly wrong, that apparently it wasn't a situation between ITV, Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu between these four groups, but apparently it was going to be a combination of these groups. Apparently there's a way around that no-compete clause if the program is actually produced. I don't know if it has to be filmed outside of British television marketing, that it actually could go on, meaning that if they do hook up with an American partner, which is pretty much a done deal, either it being Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu, as far as a streaming partner, that they will end up selling episodes to ITV for them to put on their airwaves right up against the new Chris Evans Top Gear. So apparently, when this show does come out, we're all going to get what we want, and this is going to be an interesting situation. But this thing's going to be shown all over the world. Cannot wait for this new program. One of these three chap had an interesting little front half of the week, that being Mr. Jeremy Clarkson, as he was actually at the Top Gear test track for possibly the final time. In a weird situation right around the whole fracas deal, if you will, when Mr. Clarkson did punch that particular producer and was actually on suspension from the BBC, there was a big charity auction where they auctioned off a ride around the Top Gear circuit with Jeremy Clarkson at the wheel. And apparently that person who won the auction made good on their deal and got to ride around in one of these three automobiles, which Clarkson has yet to say which actually they went around in. The vehicles that offer were the brand new Ferrari 488 GTB, the brand new Turbo 459 successor to the Ferrari 459, also the brand new Ferrari LaFerrari, and the brand new Mercedes, I guess I shouldn't call it brand new, the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. Now, again, wasn't quite for certain what exactly car they actually took around the circuit, but it may be kind of a sad situation to think about this may be the final time that Clarkson will take on in anger such iconic corners, at least in this TV world, being like Chicago and Hammerhead, Bacharach and Gambon and the follow-through. Kind of a sad situation there, but I think that maybe in the future he may get another shot at this track one day soon. Last up on the list, in an interesting little situation, in fact this was a bombshell in my world, I am a massive drag racing fan. In fact, out of all motorsports that I absolutely adore all around the world, this is still a motorsport that I will actually attend events in person at least twice a year. In fact, there's a pair of races fairly close to where the old Motor Cars HQ is. And in fact, just last Sunday at least of the taping of this particular program, I attended the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series event that is just up the road a bit. And most people will watch drag racing on television and think that these are kind of simpleton style cars, but especially when you talk about cars like nitromethane cars, like the one that's run in this particular picture. This is a Top Fuel dragster that's actually running on nitromethane. You're talking about an over 8-liter 500 cubic inch Hemi that's supercharged running on nitromethane that makes over 10,000 brake horsepower. No transmission in these machines. They actually have a 6-disc in succession clutch pack. Basically 6 clutch packs with floaters in between them. They actually have weighted levers that apply clutch and take away clutch depending on where the vehicle is on the track. You're talking about a vehicle that can do 0 to 100 miles an hour in under 1 second. Can actually go 1,000 feet in just over 3.5 seconds with a top speed of over 330 miles an hour. In fact, it's a pretty good chunk above 3.5 seconds. Actually, I think the record is 3.70 seconds. But that being said, these are the quickest accelerating cars on the planet. It is an impressive thing to see in person. If you ever get a chance to see a nitro car run in person, get yourself down there to see it, because just at idle, it rumbles the ground underneath your feet. It's the most bizarre feeling. Now let's talk about what's been going on in the NHRA over the past couple of days, because these folks, the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN, has been the official television partner of the NHRA for the past 14 years. But in an interesting situation with at least a year, maybe 2 years left on the contract between NHRA and ESPN, apparently NHRA is moving on. They've been a little bit upset over the actual where their programs are actually being shown as far as time schedules are concerned. The fact that a lot of times it gets delayed for weird reasons. In fact, I've been sitting there waiting for drag racing to start while watching a highlight clip show, which could go on and be the exact same show after the race was over, and why they delayed it never made sense to me. But apparently now, in the year 2016, they will have a brand new partner, and it will be these folks, the folks over at Fox Sports 1. In fact, Fox and the Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, and the network television station Fox are actually going to show NHRA drag racing in 2016. All 24 events will be on the Fox family of networks, and 16 of them are going to be live, which is huge when it comes to drag racing, because maybe we've had 6 or 7 in the past couple of years has been all there's been. Not to mention 4 of those live episodes are going to be on the network, the broadcast station that is Fox, the big network, regular television that everybody gets instead of a cable channel. So this is wildly impressive to have this. It's been probably 20 or 30 years since they've had actual network television coverage. So, weird situation. Now let's talk about the old NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series, because there's an interesting situation altogether. It is the fact that NHRA pays to be on television. They're not one of those racing groups that actually gets paid for having shown their racing series. They pay to be on television. So why did ESPN let this slip through their hands, especially a deal that basically cost them nothing to produce, and yet they got to reap the rewards from it? Fox supposedly is going to be a huge partner, going to really be marketing NHRA and try to bring it up to the level that it was maybe back in the day. I guess maybe it wasn't. Maybe this is the high it's ever been. But it'll be an interesting situation to see NHRA move up in the modern lexicon of motorsports, not only here in the United States, but all around the world. So it's going to be a very big deal. Hopefully this Fox deal is a great deal for the sport. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.